Hello and welcome to What We're On Tour. My name's Martin, not Walter, that's the van. We're decided to fit a 800W ECOFLOW Alternator Charger after our solar panels failed. So we picked this up yesterday from Helena in Montana, and this is me opening the box, but this is the first time for me to actually see. I think that's the actual alternator charger. And we get a second box. Ooh, with a sill, which is nice. And let's see what's in there. It's like Christmas. And it's all nicely wrapped. And we have the main cable. So this is the main cable trunking. I think it's going to go from inside the cab out to the engine battery. That's the final connector. And this is the actual ECOFLOW charger. It's a weighty bit of kit actually. It feels quite solid, which is good. And there is such charger. It's quite weighty. And here is an installation guide, which I might have a quick look at. Oh, hey, there's a extra box. Oh yeah, that's the mounting plate. I think I might use this. I might mount it underneath the dash there. And that's a quick release tool key, because I think when you clip in these connectors, they actually clip in place, and you need that tool to get it back out if you need to get in there for any reason. And oh yeah, and this is the fuse that goes on between the battery and the cable, so that's all there. The challenge I got now actually is not opening the box and getting it all out, is actually finding out the best route to get from inside the cab to the battery. And I've got a few options, and I'm going to have a look at them now actually. So this is our B634 Heimer Fiat Ducato, and this is where we're going to be installing it. You join us parked up in Montana. And that's my battery that I'm going to be connecting it to, and it is trying to find a way from this engine compartment into the cab. I'm on the road here, so I haven't got a multitude of tools, which makes it a bit difficult, so I'm always going to look for the easiest option. So this is inside the cab. What we're thinking of is removing this old, it does work actually, but it's a cigarette lighter. It's got 3, so I'm going to remove that there and propose to put the alternator charger in there, fix it underneath there. But it's getting the cable from here back up into the engine compartment even. And there is a route underneath the dash, under here, and then up. I've taken off this speaker, which was already here, and luckily there's a hole here, and I can bring the cable up through there, and then I can go out into the engine compartment in there. So that's the plan. Let's see if it works. So my first job is really to be able to get this end, these two, the positive and the negative, up from the engine compartment, the driving compartment up into the engine. So that's on that route that I've just showed you now. I think this thing on here, I think that this is just something to do with the radio, because it puts out a frequency. I think this is like a capacitor or something, and it's just, I forget the right word for it now, but that actually stops it interfering with the radio, I think. So that's what I'm going to try and do now, is get these cables, so I think it's a 5-meter cable, up into the engine block. Like I said, I'm on the road, so tools are limited, but luckily I found a bit of wire here that I can actually run down through this hole. I'm hoping that will go down deep enough. I'll be able to pull it through, attach it to the cable and pull it back out. Don't know if this camera's going to pick this up, but up there is the wire that I've just fed down through. If I can pull it down. Yep, there it is there. So yeah, there it is. That's the wire just there. And I'll just attach the cable and pull it back up and see if I can funnel it through that hole. So there you can see that, but I've attached the negative cable there to this piece of wire, and I'm going to get my partner in crime to gently pull that wire up through the speaker hole, and I'm hoping that will pull the wire through and feed it through. Let's see. Okay, do you want to try and pull that up gently? Is that coming up? Is it coming up?
Yeah. It's hard now. Can you feed it through?
No.
You can't.
Is it stuck now?
Stuck.
And you can't see it yet?
I can see it. It's up here at the top. Yeah?
Oh, okay.
But I can't pull it anymore.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, we just tried to put it through, and the negative cable did come up, but because the red is separate and it keeps getting caught, so I'm just going to tape that red to negative, and then hopefully that will be solve the problem, to be able to pull through the hole at the top of the speaker. So what we've done is tape those two wires together. The black one is still attached to the little the metal cable that came down. So now, if my partner in crime would be so kind as to pull it up slowly, and hopefully I'll try and feed it up as well. Oh. Is it coming through?
Yeah, they're both through.
Oh, fantastic.
Keep going.
Well, yeah, it's all come through. So, putting the cable on there and pulling it through, we've managed to get it through this hole here. I'm a little bit worried that when I put the speaker back on, that might interfere with where the speaker sits. So I might have to just enlarge that hole a little bit so it sits away from the speaker. But my plan now is to feed the cable back down through there, which goes right to the battery and the engine compartment. So I've removed, unscrewed this, which was just a three-way cigarette lighter, and this is the Alternator Charger, which I will fix up under there, on there, so that should work okay, I think. That goes into the back of there. I fed that through under there, it goes through there, up under there, and up and out there into the engine compartment, and I'll show you that bit in a minute. The next job before I go into the engine and try and do any connections there is just to make sure that this cable here, I've got a cable tie that away and out of the way securely. So this is the cable that runs underneath the pedals up to the speaker. So I've just got to just make sure I secure that out of the way of the steering column and out of the way of the clutch. So I'm just going to try and find something strong that I can cable tie that to now. That'll be secure. This is my battery, which I'm going to connect the Alternator Charger to. I don't know if you can see at the top there, that's where the speaker is, up there. And luckily there's like a well, like a space. Oh, I can't show you. There's a space down there where there's the excess wire is gone. It's not too bad. I will unfoil it a little bit so it's not quite tightly wound. I don't think you're meant to leave a cable tied around, cord round, but so this is where I'm going to connect now, the negative and then the positive, and then we should be away. The next bit is to EcoFlow supply with a fuse cable which goes on here, on there. This is the main cable, and then we just have to fit the fuse cable on there onto the positive. So that's what I've done. I've connected the power, the positive to the positive onto one of those there, and the negative to this one here on there. It does say actually to put it to the chassis, but I didn't really know where that was on here, so I didn't really want to put it to, and other people I've seen have put it to their battery, so hopefully that'll work. Okay, so we've hid the cable underneath the footwell there, and it's coming up up to the speaker, which drops down into the engine wing, and then there's a lot of excess cable there, but it's not kind of coiled round tight. It's all quite loose. It's filled the space nicely, and I've actually now connected the end to the battery, so we are ready to test the actual EcoFlow. It is quite straight. I think it looks quite straightforward because they got pictures on the actual EcoFlow, so you can't really get it wrong. So the power comes into the EcoFlow, and it's got a picture of a car on it, so that must go in there. So I'll do that, and that's in. And then this is the separate power cable which goes into our Delta, and on the Delta there's a little plug that goes in onto the side, so that goes into the Delta, goes in there, and this one got battery, and it says battery, so like that. So now if I was to turn that on, the actual power bank on, funny enough, actually, yeah, the Delta 2 is actually 95%, but I just want to see if it connects. And actually, already it's taking power from the battery. It's taking power watts from the battery and charging up. It's taking about 73 watts. So I don't know how we get the app. Actually, it's quite easy to pair your phone to the device and then do a quick firmware update, and then you can play around with the app. You can actually choose when the battery level will start charging, how many watts will go in from the alternator. You can change lots of settings in there, so it's really worth having and downloading and playing around with it and setting it to how you want it to be, or whatever. I think the on-off button's here, so I think you can turn it on and off here. So I'm going to just see if I can actually turn the power off from this one. You've got to hold it for 3 seconds. Yep, I've just turned it off. So that stopped taking juice from my leisure battery, not leisure battery, from the engine battery. So it is all connected, and there is power going to it. So EcoFlow give you a mounting plate, so that the plate attaches to the actual transformer charger, and then I managed to get 2 self-tappers in there. It's quite a heavy piece of kit, that. I'm hoping it's going to stay there, but of course the 2 cables are already fitted. That won't be able to come out, these cables. because they're attached. So this is the one you'll use to go into the side of the Delta, and then this one under here is the one that goes back to the alternator. Sorry, to the battery, car battery. So that's that. Hopefully that'll be okay. Just got to put that speaker back, and I think that's it. So to turn on the unit, there's a little button just there, that little button there. You push that, and you know there's power going to it because the green light comes on the top. And then this is the plug that will go inside the Delta. I want to check it. I want to see if it charges. Let's go. So we braved it and we turned on the engine. So the alternator is putting out a charge, and I've set it so we only have 500 watts going in at the moment because our alternator is only 120 amps. So I don't want to overload the alternator. So so I've set it to 500 watts, which we're happy with. We're still 5 times faster than any, well, more than that. We were only getting 40, 50 watts from a cigarette lighter. So we're getting loads more. So that's it. That seems to work. That we're all set up. It's charging up on the side. When we're driving, that'll be okay there like that. And that's it, tested and working. So that's it. I think I fitted it okay. If any of you got any comments about what I've done, any advice or something glaringly obvious I've done, because I'm not a mechanic or an engineer, or this is just a total DIY job. Let me know in the comments. Give me a comment on any advice or whether you think it was a good idea. But it all seems to work. I mean, it's like all these things. We'll be charging up our Delta as we're actually driving. So we'll see how well that goes over the coming weeks and months. But it looks as though it's all in and working. So that's fine. The only thing I've got to do now is actually register the product with ECOFLOW. So I think you get some sort of warranty. So it might be an idea to do that. Look, I hope you liked the video. Leave us a comment, as I said. Give us a like. And check out Walter on Tour. This was obviously a fixed video, but we're in the States at the moment, in the United States, traveling from east to west, going to Canada soon. So why don't you subscribe and check us out? That'd be really lovely. Thanks a lot.